Welcome to Walking with Jesus Bible Study. We're going to be in the book of Romans, chapter 12, verses 17 and 18. 17. Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. 18. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. And I'm going to repeat that. 17. Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. 18. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. It's not always possible to live for God and to live at peace with all men. But as it is possible, we should strive to do so. We should never delight in conflict and controversy for its own sake, but only engage in such when necessary, and to defend the truth and live the truth. Christians should be characterized as people of peace, who are willing to get along with others as long as that does not entail denying our God. Other than that, we should be respectful and lovingly to all mankind, not just to other believers, but to unbelievers as well. You see, there's a lot of people out there being Christians and think that they only have to be respectful and loving and kindly to other Christians, but be crude and rude to other people, to unbelievers. Oh, well, they're not one of our kind. You, sir, people are just being no different than a racist, no different than somebody who's prejudging and judging by the book, the cover of the book, instead of by the book itself. For it says so, if you hate anyone, you hate me. Because how can you say to me that I love you, God, but then hate your brother? For if you to hate your brother, then you are a liar, because you do not love God. For you have to love all of God's children, all of God's creation. Because see, we are not all God's children, but we are all God's creation. And God created them for a meaning and for a purpose. And just because they are not His children does not mean that we should not give them the same respect that He has given them. He has a reason for the reason why He does certain things. Just because we don't see them and because we do not understand them does not give us a right to pass judgment or to play favoritism on anybody. For He had a reason for making Pharaoh be Pharaoh. He has a reason why He let, as soon as Cain was departed from Him after killing Abel, He went and built cities. And God left him alone. Ishmael left and he had his own. God left him alone. He has a reason why He allowed King Nebuchadnezzar to be king. We may not understand it. We may not see it. But God has a reasoning. And it's still His creation. And we still got to give them still the respect. Still got to give them love and kindness. Now, do we have to obey them? Not if it goes against God's word. It says in here that we also got to give respect to the government. But the only time that we should not is if it goes against God's words. Such as bowing down to a king that is not of God. For we're not to honor, but only to give respect to what? God is the only king. He is our King. So in doing so, we only need to obey God's word. But a lot of people are sitting, and in God's word it says to obey those who are in charge of you. It even says, obey your master. Give him respect where it is due. Those may not be, the exact words, but you understand what I'm saying. For we are to obey every one of them until they are going against certain things, or they're going against God's words. Until then, we are to clearly obey them. We are to respect our elders. Whether they are right or wrong, we have to give them that respect. And we are to love them. So there's too many people out there that's not going to be so very shocked when they're going to sit there and ask to be knocking on heaven's door, and they're not going to open for them. And they're not going to understand why. The way they have disrespected. There's some people that is so cruel to people who don't have money. Oh, well, obviously God don't like them, because if he would have blessed them with money. So there's people who've got the misconception that God only blesses those who he loves. Again, they have taken the word out of context and it twisted it, and saying that God only blesses those. Wow. Men have they got the word twisted, because it seems like the ones he holds truly and dearly have like hardly nothing, and those that he have blessed, I should say, we can't even say that God blessed them, because we don't know. We can't just assume that God has blessed these people. So we have the devil out here also tricking people, playing God, and giving fake promises. People that is clearly selling their souls for certain kingdoms on this earth. But see, here's the thing. It all belongs to God. None of it. The devil was tempting Jesus with things that already belong to him. See, never doesn't belong to the devil. Just like the people think that they have, they have sold their soul to the devil. The devil has lied to them again, because first of all, the soul doesn't belong to them. And it doesn't belong to the devil, so they can't sell the soul. It belongs to God. So then right there, they think they can't get out of that so-called contract. Well, here's the thing. It never belonged to you to begin with, to be giving it away, or to even sell it. The devil is tricking you and thinking that there is no way possible that you could make your way back to God. See, that is a lie. It is an entrapment. But the truth of the matter is, none of it belongs to him. All creation belongs to God, the Creator. For whoever created it is that who it belongs to. We got to respect God. We got to respect his creations. All of it. Even the evil people out there. They're still God's creation. They may not be his children, but they're still, God created them. And we got to give that love and respect that God gives us back to him by respecting all the things that he has created, both good and evil. We don't have to understand it, but we do. If we truly love God, it should be no problem to obey it. See, there's a lot of people who get stuck up on these things with the rules and there's so much to obey. But if God's truly in your heart and loves you, it's not a matter of number of the things that we have to do to obey. Doing what God asks and obeying him should be coming willingly. It should be in our heart to do so. It should be of no big deal, of no big problem. Why? Because we love him so much. So if you have a major problem with taking down and saying, oh, I have to obey God, then maybe you need to check your heart. Maybe God isn't in your heart like you think so. Because it should be something that you should be willing